friends. Today I thought I would do a quick little flip through video of the journals that I used in 2025 and talk a little bit about whether they worked for me and whether I'm planning to use them again in 2026, and just a little bit about my thought process there. I'm sorry if you can hear any strange noises in the background. I'm recording in my basement and there is like dripping. So the journals that I used in 2025 were my hobonichi cousin, my sermon notes journal, which is just a leuchtturm whatever journal, my A5 faith journal, and my hobonichi weeks, which I was using as kind of a prayer journal / calendar. So let's get right into it. These were probably the two notebooks that I used the most throughout the year. My hobonichi cousin has the ugliest cover known to man, so just pretend that's not happening. I'm gonna get a new one, but I'm gonna start with my prayer journal because it's probably the one I can show you the least of. I was using a 2024 weeks and just whiting out the dates because I got it for cheaper. This was supposed to be kind of like a gratitude calendar where I would write like an answered prayer or something I was thankful for. I fell off using this pretty early in the year. So that's why it's almost all blank. In the back here, I was writing down some notes on the books of the Bible that I would read, as well as I would write out some prayers. I added this little washi tape tab so that I could flip right to the back, and then you can see a little bit more of what it looked like when I took notes on the books of the Bible as I was reading them. And then here were just some longer prayers that I wrote out to the Lord. Then flipping back to the beginning, this is a little bit of what the weekly section looked like. So I would write out scripture verses on the left side, and then on the right side, I had each month a page for friends, family, world, and church. So during the month, I would kind of write my prayers on those pages, and then all month long, I could flip back through them during my quiet time with the Lord and just kind of remember what I was praying for. So I'm going to try to show you what it looked like filled out. Kind of looked like this. I'm going to cover up the more personal prayers. Not that you know any of these people, so it doesn't really matter. But then as you can see, my scripture writing over there. And I am going to use a hobonichi weeks for the same purpose going forward into 2026, but I'm going to use it a little differently. I'm just going to have a page for each week's prayers. That section on the right, I'm not going to sort it into family, friends, church, and world. I'm just going to put them all on one page. And then on the other side, I'm going to write kind of more day-to-day prayers, like things that are more topical in the moment kind of a thing. You can see that I did some little decorations in here. I kind of kept it simple. I would just do a couple stickers or a little bit of washi tape. But the reason I stopped using this was just that I kind of got sick of whiting out all of those dates, and I don't know, prayer has sort of been a sticking point for me in my faith journey. It feels really unnatural to me, and I've just really struggled to make it a practice where I sit and have some time with the Lord in the morning, so I am definitely working on that more in 2026. So that was my prayer journal. Next up, we have my faith journal / Bible notes journal. This was just an A6 hobonichi planner. You can see a little bit of the decoration that I did in here. I'm not very artistic, so it's not like great. I was doing the Bible recap Bible in a Year plan, so I ended up using this calendar section to write down what each day's readings were supposed to be. They got a little off, and I stopped using this pretty early in the year, so it's mostly blank. Here is all of the books of the Bible, and I was going back and marking off which ones I read as I read them. I actually read many more books of the Bible than the ones I marked off. I just completely stopped going back to cross them off. And then you can see a little bit of what my daily notes looked like. I started off doing a little bit of decor for each of these pages, but it got kind of simpler and simpler as it went on because it was just a lot to keep up with every day. My intention for using the A6 planner for this was that having the daily pages would hold me accountable, so that I would actually read and take notes each day of the plan on the day it was supposed to be read. But it ended up just making me kind of overwhelmed. I felt like, there were some days that I didn't really have any notes I wanted to take. There were some days that I was in such a hurry, I might have time to read the Bible, but not also take notes and get out my notebook and everything. So then I ended up just not even reading the Bible because I was like, well, if I don't have time to do all of it, then I'm just not going to do any of it. And that's totally the wrong mindset. That's not what I want to do at all. You can kind of see things getting simpler and simpler as it went on. I actually used this for longer than I thought I would, but this just totally did not work out for me. I wrote the 10 Commandments in the back, I guess, for some reason. I'm thinking in 2026, I'm just going to take notes on tip-in pages that I tape into my Bible as I do my readings, because I feel like that's a little less pressure. Not every day you're going to have these amazing insights. There are going to be some days that you're rushed, and it's just better to spend some time in the Word, even if you don't have time to break out all your art supplies, which seems really obvious, but I guess it was a lesson that I needed to learn the hard way. So we will not be using this planner or anything like it in 2026, which is a shame because I have this cute little Moterm cover for it that I love, so I'm going to have to find some other A5 notebook to, oh my gosh, A6, not A5, A6 notebook to put in here and use it for something else instead. Next up, we have my sermon notes journal. This is sermon notes / just church notes in general. I kind of take this with me when I go to Bible study or when I go to my women's group at church, and I just take notes on whatever comes up. I used to use this for sermon notes before I just started bringing my Bible to church and writing directly in my Bible. So now I mostly do that, but for a while I was taking notes on every single sermon in here. I didn't do anything too wild with this in terms of stickers or art or anything like that. I would just kind of do a little title and then highlight some things so that I could kind of tell at a glance the different subheaders or if there were any Bible passages. Not a whole lot else to say about that one, but I really like this notebook. Like I mentioned, it's a leuchtturm 1917, the bullet one, like the bullet point journal. It's not called that, whatever it is, like the dot grid, that's it. And I will continue to be using that one in 2026. It just lives in my Bible bag, so whenever I'm at church, I take it with me. And here we have the Hobonichi Cousin. I think I mentioned that this is the ugliest cover ever. I hate it so much. It has a smudge on the cover, which it got immediately after I got it, and for some reason when I bought this cover, I didn't read the description and I thought it would be leather, which even if it was, this blue color inside is probably my least favorite color in existence. I don't know why I thought that this was going to work for me. I hate it, but the cover's not really what matters. So I stuck a little scripture card inside. The cover is just decorated with a couple stickers, and inside the cover I had some extra loose stickers. Here I'm trying to show you the whatever you call this section without showing you what I actually wrote earlier in the year, because a lot of it's private, so I'm gonna kind of struggle to show you what this looks like. Here's what the calendar section looks like. I filmed this part a long time ago, so I've actually used this completely and filled it all in since then. But I'm happy to have a little example to show you of what it looked like before the pen or without too much information on it. So here's the weekly section. I would use this for dinner, like meal planning, and then my to-dos for the week. And then here we have just my daily journal. I would just kind of write down what we did every day, and the stickers and decorating it kind of fell off for me. Oh, here was I was kind of sad when I wrote this. So ignore that. But you can see that the decor is pretty simple. I mostly just use stickers from the Giving Girl because I was kind of picky about the stickers that I used. There's my son's handprint. I had a lot of blank pages, and I would sometimes use them like this for creative writing, world building, or just lists, random stuff like that. I didn't put too much pressure on myself for using all of the blank pages. If I had something to say that day, I did, and if not, it was no big deal. You can kind of see how I decorated the monthly pages, just kind of used some stickers like that. And that's really kind of it for the cousin. I feel like that wasn't a very exciting flip through, but there was just a lot of personal information in here, so it was kind of hard to figure out a way to film it for you guys. But I am definitely going to be using the cousin again in 2026, and I will share a little more about that in a future video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know which journals you loved in 2025. Bye!